This is Indie Business Podcast, episode 46. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Indie Business Podcast. I am your host, mentor, and coach, Donna Maria, the founder and CEO at indiebusinessnetwork.com. My goal is to help makers and creative entrepreneurs build a solid business foundation, increase your income, and use your business to create the life you love. In this episode, I'm stepping away from my usual maker interview format to bring you a timely message that celebrates the spirit of the American independent business owner, the indie business owner, if you will, the type of person I was inspired to serve nearly 17 years ago when I launched the Indie Business Network. Now, I'm frequently asked to share the story of why I started the Indie Business Network. It's got a few twists and turns, and so I'm going to save the details for another day. For now, I want to share a bit of the personal mindset I had embraced before IBN was born. Because, the things that happened to me could have happened to anyone. And I think the story means little unless it's viewed through the lens of my own personal philosophy of life. People respond to things in different ways. And I just want to share a quick bit about my own philosophy. And then I will tell you what the Indie in Indie Business Network actually stands for. You can get a summary for this episode at indiebusinessnetwork.com/46. So here goes. My life philosophy is pretty simple, but I think it's also profound and also instructive to anyone hearing it, but especially to entrepreneurs. I don't say that to convey that how I think is better than how anyone else thinks, but really after close to 2 decades leading the same business and helping entrepreneurs be successful, it's really all I do, I believe that this philosophy has sustained me. So I offer it to you in the hopes that it can help sustain you as well. That's really short and really simple. Here it is. No one and no thing can keep me from my true callings in life. That's it. Now, it may not sound like much, but really, that one short sentence speaks volumes because it encompasses several really, really big things. 3 in particular. So let me just run through them really quickly. First, I believe that I am called to do specific things in my life journey. I do not believe I was placed here by accident. I do not believe in coincidences. I may not understand the meaning of everything around me or even everything happening inside of me, but I believe that nothing exists outside of a definite spiritual order that, though always invisible and often maddening, is the strongest force on earth. Second, it's my chief responsibility to discover my callings. I say callings with an S on the end, plural, because it's my firm conviction that we all have more than one calling. Some have multiple callings at once, while others go through a series of callings as they advance through life. Oftentimes, their businesses will reflect this too. It's not your job, or my parents' job, or my spouse's job, or my boss's job, or my customer's job to discover my callings. It's my job, and I have to own it and be accountable to it. And thirdly, I must not allow any person to keep me from doing what I feel called to do. It's a conviction. And this is a tough one for some people because I think we'll all agree that nothing should keep you from your callings. That's part of my life philosophy. But another part of it is that no person should keep you from your life callings either. I believe that I have a responsibility to keep a distance between myself and any person who would keep me from my destiny. I should not allow things or people, any people, or circumstances as well, to separate me from what I firmly believe are the life tasks that are mine and mine alone. So against that philosophical backdrop, I started the Indie Business Network. Actually, for those of you who don't know, originally the name of the organization was the Handmade Toiletries Network. I ultimately changed it a couple times over the years, but one of the reasons I got toiletries removed from it was, first of all, it was hard for people to spell, but second of all, our members make more than just toiletries. So I thought it was really important to have a more encompassing name that really reflected the variety and the diversity within the organization. So Indie Business Network it is. And the Indie is, of course, the most prominent part of the name of the organization. So let me tell you what it stands for. I'm not sure I've ever really told this story before. Here goes. INDIE. How apropos. We are approaching the 4th of July. And the I, the first I, stands for independence. Independent business owners. Indie business owners, my Indie Business Network members, are true entrepreneurs, creating something out of nothing. They are completely independent of mainstream ideas about what constitutes success in business. And this is really, really central and important to the work that I do with my members because it reflects my belief and these indie business owners around me and their beliefs that, we should define success on our own. It shouldn't be hitting, the Fortune 500. It shouldn't be making a certain amount of money every year. It shouldn't be being a woman or being a man or being young enough to be successful, quote unquote, in business. It should be whatever we want it to be. And I have worked with so many hundreds of entrepreneurs over the years, and I have seen success in a million different ways. All of them are wonderful. Some of them are similar to one another, and many of them are completely different from anything I've ever seen. Independence, the first I in Indie. It's all about creating a business that sustains you and allows you to feel and enjoy success on whatever terms you desire. The second letter in Indie is N, and that stands for newsworthy. Okay, so I'm not talking about your traditional news that we have to be, as indies, able to be on fancy TV shows and, national radio shows, and we have to make the news. That's not what I mean at all. What I mean is that we use the technological tools available to us to create our own news. Every time you publish a newsletter, every time you publish a blog, every time you publish a 140-character tweet, it is a newsworthy item that goes out to your customers, your prospects, and other stakeholders who help your business be successful. So indie business owners create buzz as they simultaneously pursue their passions, helping others with the products and services that they offer, and also supporting themselves and their families. Let's go to the D. D is destiny. I talked a little bit about this already in my own personal philosophy, so it's not surprising that it would be here. D is destiny. Indies don't rely on traditional means of income to define, create, or control their destiny. Often, they can be from all walks of life. Many times women with children who use their businesses to create a legacy for their children or a destiny for their children, so to speak. Something that one day a child can grow into an adult and carry on into the future. The destiny is defined in part by the person behind the business and also in part by the business itself. And the two work together to create a cohesive whole that leaves a legacy, that leaves a destiny for people to be able to follow in the world. And it's a destiny that only one person can actually create. The second I, you probably won't be surprised. I don't know, maybe you will. It stands for income. Money, cash money, y'all. That's right. Indie business owners define and generate wealth on their own terms, but they're business owners. They are in business to make a living. They are in business to make money. Otherwise, you could have all the fun making products, selling products, enjoying meeting people, selling things at different venues, and have a good time. But the Indie in Indie Business Network, that second I stands for income. So we are always looking for ways to make our businesses profitable and to create income streams in addition to add on to a core business so that we can have income and we can grow and we can surround ourselves with the people and the things that make us happy and fulfilled in life. Lastly, equity. Indies own the equity in their ventures, and this equity ownership distinguishes us from businesses that are owned or controlled by third parties. We are in control of the business. We may have a loan, may have 2 loans, but ultimately we own the business. We have not given up control of our businesses to a third party. So that last E represents that. So there you go. Indie. Independence, newsworthy, destiny, income, and equity. Equity ownership. It's all ours here at the Indie Business Network, and probably yours too, whether you're a member of IBN or not. Most of my listeners are small business owners. Many are makers, not all, but certainly the vast majority are small business owners. So you can probably relate to this no matter what kind of background you come from and no matter what kind of business you have. It was fun to share with you some of my most personal beliefs. I wasn't sure I would ever do this on my podcast, but as we move towards celebrating Independence Day here in America, I thought it was a really good thing to share with you so that we could celebrate together the wonderful blessing it is to live in this country. Now, our country today is experiencing great division. The world is experiencing great division. But here in America, it has really sort of torn apart communities. The way we see things as individuals is different. No one is the same. We all come from different backgrounds. And we have a long way to go to appreciate one another and to appreciate ideas and people and communities that are different from us, from you. We all have to reach across these differences and embrace each other. I have no doubt that if we choose to do that, as a country, we can do that. I also have no doubt that if we choose not to do that, we can choose that as well. I personally choose to do it. I believe that it is part of who I am to be able to embrace and appreciate and learn from people and communities that are different from me. I personally enjoy it, and I think that it is a part of the Indie philosophy. I hope that other people who may not agree with me on everything would certainly agree that it's worth a try to embrace these differences and as Americans to come together, especially as we prepare to celebrate this special Independence Day holiday, to come together and really appreciate how wonderful it is to be in the United States, how wonderful it is to have a business here, to have the freedom to do whatever we want to do, to make as much or as little as we want to make, to have a big business or a small business, to hire people, to not hire people, to have one website, 50 websites, to have as many social media outlets as we want, to be able to speak freely on them. Much of the world does not enjoy these privileges, but we do. And so as the founder and CEO of the Indie Business Network, I just want to celebrate this upcoming holiday and with all of you, give thanks for the great country that we live in. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this special and very different episode of the Indie Business Podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher, and you can also listen to it at my website at indiebusinessnetwork.com/podcast. And while you're there over at iTunes, I would love it if you would rate the podcast. It helps me so much to know that you appreciate all the amazing stories and information I bring to you here at the Indie Business Podcast. And it helps me get more visibility for more wonderful entrepreneurs like you. I love the maker community, and I'm so excited to be a part of it along with you. It's such an exciting time to be in business. I will see you on the next episode of the Indie Business Podcast. In the meantime, break all the rules, build your own corporate ladder, and create the life you love.